Dune, the 11th Blade, the 5th season,
Between Two Fires,
Project Hail Mary, Fever Dream,
Crimes Against Magic,
super cool, super dumb, super fun, super whatever. Hello, I'm Joe, and this is Fictional Fracas. Before we get started, I just want to thank everybody who subscribed, who likes, who comments, who does anything for this channel. I really appreciate it. I just got over 100 subscribers recently, and I just want to thank everybody who did that. If you aren't subscribed, make sure to hit that button, and that'll help me out a lot. Thank you very much. On today's show, I'm going to be talking about Neil Gaiman's Anansi Boys.
Fat Charlie Nancy's normal life ended the moment his father dropped dead on a Florida karaoke stage. Charlie didn't know his dad was a god, and he never knew he had a brother. Now Brother Spider's on his doorstep, about to make Fat Charlie's life more interesting and a lot more dangerous. That's the back of the book that I read there.
So let me give you my general opinion of the book. I like Neil Gaiman's books. There's something about them that is very unique, and he is a very good writer. Neil Gaiman's characters are very well developed, and they all have personality. There are a lot of quirky, funny, interesting characters. None of the characters are bland or robotic, unless they're a robot, which I haven't discovered in his books yet. I think the only issue that I have with a couple of his books, and this is one of them, that just made it a little bit harder to get through and get excited about, was they all have this kind of casual, almost playfulness that's a little bit hard to take seriously, because a lot of the things in this book and in other books that I've read are they're somewhat dramatic, and they're somewhat there's stuff going on, but it's hard to take what's going on in them particularly seriously, because a lot of the characters are either too casual, or they're unbelievable, or they're just kind of caricatures and stereotypes or something like that. A while back, I read a book called The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman, and I was a lot younger, and it was about a young boy and how he could talk to ghosts. It's been a long time since I read that, but I really, really liked it. And since then, I've been interested in Neil Gaiman's works, and I listened to his book, Good Omens, on Audible, and I listened to it like maybe once or twice, and I just found it to be a little bit hard to grasp onto any particular character to really care about in Good Omens. And even when I watched the show, it was fun, it's well acted, it's well scripted, and still there's something about it that I couldn't really take super seriously. Even something that's supposed to be really funny still needs to capture your attention. And unfortunately, with Good Omens as well as Anansi Boys, I just had a hard time getting into any particular character or struggle or plot line that really grabbed my attention. So I still read through the whole book, and there were parts that were more action-oriented or more dramatic, or that seemed like they were something interesting was going to happen. But throughout the whole thing, I just found it a little bit hard to get super excited about. And that's kind of a bummer, because I know that people really like his books, and I don't want my opinion to stop anybody from checking out his books, or this book in particular, because I know that they're very, very popular, and they appeal to a particular type of reader. So as much as I enjoyed it, I also wasn't super excited about it. So, I mean, the back of the book there kind of gives away the main plot. I won't give away too much. Neil Gaiman's books tend to focus on melding the supernatural, the mythological with the normal secular world, and he does it in a way that is very kind of overt for the characters, but somewhat subtle when it comes to the overlying metaphysics or world. So like it allows for the mythological to stay somewhat mysterious to people who aren't experiencing those supernatural events. So he's kind of doing what a good mythology does, or a good mythos does, which is to allow for the real world that we experience to exist, but trying to explain certain phenomena or certain events in ways that are influenced by supernatural beings or supernatural creatures, events, and there are forces going on under the surface of the regular world that he is illuminating through the experiences of certain characters. Like in Good Omens, where he uses a lot of Christian mythology. In this one, he uses what I would consider to be pagan mythology, which is, or more kind of ancient mythology, where gods are essentially like animal creatures, and they influence humanity through stories and through emotional influences like fear and things like that. So there's like prominent animals in this that can speak and kind of take the form of humans and kind of take over certain situations. There's a leopard and a tiger and a monkey, and the Anansi Boys seem to be of the kind of spider milieu. So his dad was kind of a spider, his brother's name is Spider, and they are kind of a mischievous family that causes issues with the other gods, and that ends up leading toward trouble for Fat Charlie, who at the beginning of the book doesn't realize that he's related to gods in any way, and so he finds out that he's in the family of God. So he, does he have powers? How is he going to use that? How is he going to get rid of his brother, who's kind of taking over his life? Ultimately, I think that this book is geared toward a younger audience, toward something like a young adult to, I don't know, whatever age. The book isn't in any way super graphic or super adult, which is another reason why I didn't get super into it. Not that it needs to be super adult, but I find that if there aren't these kind of more mature emotions being expressed, like sexual desires or violence, or like people actually die, it's kind of lacking in a certain weight, or it doesn't have as much gravitas. And I think that I read books that are a little bit more adult-oriented, a little bit more hardcore, and so when I read a book that's a little bit more tame, it's a little bit harder for me to get into. But if you like Neil Gaiman's books, or if you like lighthearted, fun fiction and stuff about mythologies, then I think you'll definitely like this. I think that certain readers are going to find it to be very, very fun. So that is my review of Anansi Boys. If you want to read my short written review, go to joesnotesblog.com and go to the website for other reviews and other content from me. Again, thanks for getting me over 100 subscribers. Make sure to like and subscribe this video. It's really fun for me to be able to do these videos, and it'll make it a lot easier if I can get more views, and that would be nice. Let me know below in the comments what your favorite Neil Gaiman book is, or what your favorite book based on mythology is. All right, thank you very much for joining me. My name is Joe, this is Fictional Fracas, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye. I'm making myself smile. I have to make myself smile because I don't do it naturally. Fat Charlie Nancy's normal life ended the moment his father dropped dead on the floor of the karaoke stage.
Fat Charlie didn't know his dad was a god, and he never knew he had a brother.
Now, Brother Spider's on his doorstep, about to make Fat Charlie's life more interesting and a lot more dangerous. Fat Charlie Nancy's normal life ended the moment his father dropped dead on a Florida karaoke stage. Charlie didn't know his dad was a god, and he never knew he had a brother. Now, Brother Spider's on his doorstep, about to make Fat Charlie's life more interesting and a lot more dangerous.